I mean, we were played in the AFC Championship, and the one thing I think was relevant or noticeable was that, we really couldn't get home on the quarterback. And when we did, we couldn't get him down. And so I think anytime you're able to address the defensive line or add more rushers, I think that's the only way that, you've seen teams, because everybody in the NFL is scoring more now. Because all these quarterbacks are so good, whether it's, Pat Mahomes, Lamar, anybody that we play. I mean, there's always good quarterbacks. And so it's a pass-driven league. It's a quarterback-friendly NFL now. And, I mean, going back, in the Super Bowl, the reason why Tampa was so successful is because they were able to get home with 4 and 5 rushers and, still be able to play coverage on the back end and match, kind of match that speed as much as they could. And, you go back to the 18-1 Patriots, they were the most unstoppable offense ever seen at the time. And the one thing that the Giants could do was they could get after Brady with 4 guys. And so I think that was something we looked at, and we didn't go into it saying we have to have a pass rusher, but the way the draft fell, we felt like those guys were the best players available at the time, and they, added a lot of value to our team. And so it was a good fit for us, and we were happy to have those guys.
Look, Carlos Basham was one of my top 5 Senior Bowl prospects to watch. That guy was a monster. I thought Quincy Rousseau also had a good, strong Senior Bowl, but Carlos Basham was an absolute steal. I was shocked that he lasted that long, because if you look at the teams drafted ahead, like the Saints, who were 1 pick ahead, right? They just lost Trey Hendrickson, right? Who went to the Cincinnati Bengals, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have guys or teams like the Seattle Seahawks, right? I thought they might have been defensive line. Some of these teams, I felt like they should have went and addressed a guy like Carlos Basham. Why do you think he fell so hard? And do you think it was because some players are not a scheme fit for like a 34 base defense or a 43 man front, but at the end of the day, I think Carlos Basham, has the unique physique to kind of be universal, right? I don't think he is scheme dependent as a 4-3 defensive end or a 4-3 defensive tackle, 3 tech.
Yeah, I think there's some guys, I don't know. There's always guys every year that fall in the draft. I mean, that's just the way the draft works sometimes. I think that there are other positions of emphasis that people address early. And, you can't really get into why teams pick this player over this player, why they go corner and not pass rusher. And, you look up and we're just happy to have him. So I'm glad he fell. But I think that, sometimes sometimes versatility can hurt players, because I think he is a guy that he lined up on the edge. He played on the outside as an outside backer, as a defensive end. But he also would play 3 tech sometimes. And maybe I think that, a lot of times people see that as you don't have a home position, because you can do a lot of different things. So like anything, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Where someone says, oh, he's versatile, someone may say that he doesn't have a home. So I think those kind of conversations happen a lot in scouting, and that's why you see guys fall sometimes.
But you have to admit, you were surprised that Carlos Basham lasted that long.
We were nervous. Because we were picking so late in the round, it was just like you sit there at pick 50, and you're like, man, I don't know if he's going to be there in 10 more spots. But we got lucky, and he ended up falling to us.